3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Alola, fellow children of time and space. This is your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to another installment of Answers from the TARDIS. Now, for those that are wondering, I was just counting off all the stages that are in Sonic Forces here, and I'm actually very proud to say that I S-ranked every single stage, and man, oh man, that is really difficult to do. That is really difficult to do. And I also think I S-ranked all the Shadow stages. I'll have to take a look-see at that in a couple of seconds. But today I wanted to talk about my thoughts about Sonic Forces, as well as my future plans for the channel and other Let's Plays that I'll be doing on this channel. Now, already there are so many reviews floating around on the internet and whatnot, and we already know they're not good. They're very mixed, from good to bad, and it saddens me to see that. It really does. Because when it gets right down to it, most reviewers nowadays, they'll never give a modern Sonic game a good review. And there are many fans out there that believe that they are fair reviews, but so far I've only seen a handful of reviews that are actually very fair, while talking about the flaws in this game, but still giving it a good score nonetheless, because when it gets right down to it, this game was really good. In my own opinion, it was really good. Now, I'm going to talk about the things that I liked about this game, as well as the things I don't like, and I'll be scoring them off one by one. And I actually did do that in the final video that I recorded for Sonic Forces a couple of days ago. I've already done my complete Let's Play, but I haven't uploaded all the videos yet, but I figured I would do a separate video for you guys to enjoy and see what I think. First off, let's start off with the most simple thing, the story. There are lots of people out there that are saying the story is very short, and they are right. It is very short, but the thing is, it was a very dark and memorable story. This is the first time I've actually experienced a story in the Sonic video game franchise that honestly had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. And when we saw how this story was playing, sure, they have classic Sonic, modern Sonic, and the Avatar, but this game was literally more about modern Sonic and the Avatar, as well as the fact that we were building a relationship with modern Sonic with our own special character. And a game like this, when you have a custom character, you get to build a relationship with all the characters in the game. And especially me, I've been a fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog series ever since I was a little kid, when I first played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and seeing a game like this, it brought a tear to my eye, because it was like, I finally got to build a better connection with a series that is near and dear to my heart. So seeing that, I was left speechless at the end of the game. And honestly, I would hope that in the future we'll get more games like this, probably a little bit longer than this, but I still would hope that SEGA will build off of this and make it better, make it longer, and maybe, just maybe, bring the Avatar mechanic back for future games, because that definitely felt like it had a place in modern Sonic, at least every once in a while. So for the story, I'm not going to spoil the story if you haven't played it yourself yet, but I can tell you this is a story that you do not want to miss. If you're a fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, Sonic Saddam, as well as the Archie Sonic comic books, this is a game that you would definitely want to pick up. This game definitely made me feel like I was experiencing both of those at the exact same time. And something caught my eye when I was looking at the credits at the end of this game. This game was developed with the help of Marza Animation Planet. And if memory serves me, isn't Marza Animation Planet the guys that are working on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie? If they are working on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie and they did that well in this game, it only makes me wonder how the movie is going to do. Then again, who knows, honestly. But when it comes to the story, I definitely enjoyed it. So my score for that, definitely a 10 out of 10. I would give it a 9, but I had way more fun with this story than I figured I was going to have. Music, that's not really too difficult to pick there. Now, my only issue with the music, I would have to say, is the classic Sonic stages. The classic Sonic stages felt like they were trying to emulate the music that was from classic Sonic games on the Sega Genesis, and it didn't work that well. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the little tunes they had for classic Sonic, but it felt a bit off for some reason. It definitely felt a bit off. Now, for modern Sonic, we could easily say modern Sonic's music definitely one of the highlights in this game. Always, modern Sonic music is always going to sound amazing. But the true beast here in this game would have to be the Avatar stage's music, because every single song that they played definitely told the story of the Avatar and what he or she was experiencing at that moment. I think my favorite music in this game would have to be, and this is dealing with the Avatar, it would have to be the music that was playing here at Imperial Tower. I definitely liked the tune that they played here. And a close second would definitely be Capital City. Both of them beautiful renditions. I cannot wait for the soundtrack to come out so I can definitely download these songs. I will never ever get bored of them. So for music, yet again, a 10 out of 10. But then again, when it comes right down to it, do you honestly expect a modern Sonic game to have terrible music? I mean, that's crazy talk, honestly. Next comes gameplay, and here's where this game suffered just a little bit, and it was more noticeable in Classic Sonic as well as Modern Sonic. Now, for Classic Sonic, I think the worst problem with it was that the momentum-based physics that Classic Sonic had wasn't there. There were times when you were running, you would actually slow down instead of actually getting faster. Oh, excuse me, I just had an apple. And there were also times when you were trying to platform and his his jump felt a bit floaty, and sometimes it did feel a bit heavy, which made platforming a little bit difficult. But in my experience with it, it made it a bit of a challenge to actually platform in this game, which I liked. This game kind of given me the feel of Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy, and we all know how platforming is in Crash Bandicoot. So for those that have actually had the experience to play that game, I think you would actually enjoy it, because that game was challenging, and platforming in this game is no joke. And the best stage for platforming in Classic Sonic, unfortunately, that one was a bit difficult to decide on, because when it came right down to it, Classic Sonic did not have as big a role as we expected him to be having in this game. But if I had to choose a stage that Classic Sonic actually showcased his best platforming, it would have to be Stage 28, Iron Fortress. Iron Fortress is no joke. I think it definitely showcased everything that we know about Classic Sonic when it comes to platforming, especially the one section where the stage actually started moving, so you actually had to keep moving ahead of the stage, otherwise it would catch up with you and you would die immediately. I hated that. I ended up dying on this stage like 30 times. No joke, I actually counted 30 times in that one area. Even if by the time I had gotten better, it was still very tricky. So when I was like that, I was like, how am I ever going to S rank this? But as you can see, I finally did it after tons of time trying to get that right. Now, Classic Sonic, still the weakest point of this game. He definitely was the weakest point of this game. Now we're going to move over to Modern Sonic, where the only problem with his gameplay was that when you're moving at top speed, there are times where your control over him gets a bit harder and it's get like stiff. Best example would be Mike's first time playing through Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one. Stage 23, Metropolitan Highway. There was a time where I was using the boost and I was trying to turn a corner, but my control was severely stiff. So instead of turning, I shot off the road straight off the map. I was like, okay, that's not supposed to happen. And that right there actually surprised me. But it made me realize that there are ways to control these characters and not be able to do that. So in this one, you could go as fast as you want, but not too fast. But then again, I guess when it gets right down to it, SEGA actually did warn us that going too fast would work against us, because if you got the physical copy, there's a little pamphlet where it shows the controls on the back of the picture. I think it's like on the same pamphlet that has episode shadows, DLC information on it, and on the back of it, it actually has in little letters that going too fast will work against you. So when I read that, I was like, okay, not a problem. So with Modern Sonic, it's definitely when he's at top speed, more specifically in his boost. If you're running at a normal speed, it's not going to be that much of an issue. And last but not least, the Avatar, which I can easily say is the better part of this game, especially in gameplay, control scheme, everything. Everything felt right. The only problem was that the Wispons, and it's not all of them, it's specific ones that are a bit overpowered when it comes to specific stages in this game. And the ones that I'm thinking of when I mention this is the Burst Wispon as well as the Drill Wispon. Don't get me wrong when I say that, I love the Drill Wispon. It's really fun to use, but if you're trying to go through a specific stage with those, there are times where either A, the Drill Wispon, if you're using it to boost, it will throw you off the map, and the Burst Wispon, it literally overpowers everything, obliterates everything in your path. And there is one specific version of that Wispon, which I'll get to when I get to the actual weapons about this game. I will mention what I'm talking about when I say a different version of that Wispon. But there was a time when I was playing this game, I was using the Burst Wispon, and all I did was land in one specific spot, and I just tilted the analog stick forward just slightly off the map. And in that stage, I actually know which stage I'm talking about when I mean that. Arsenal Pyramid. I cannot stress enough that there are times where you're just trying to platform perfectly and you just take off like a speed demon. Or in this case, a speedy hedgehog. But yeah, that was a bit of an issue. So for the Avatar and all the gameplay and whatnot, I'm going to give it a 9. Nope, not even a 9. 8.5 out of 10. There's room for improvement for future modern games, but when it comes right down to it, I am saying this directly to SEGA and Sonic Team. A, if you're going to include classic Sonic in future modern games, which I won't mind if you do it. I'm pretty certain a lot of people are going to disagree with me when I say that, but I won't mind if you do it. Just figure out that formula to where his physics actually feel like a classic game, because it's still not there yet. And make the controls for modern Sonic, and if you bring the Avatar back, a little more fluid to where you have full control of the character. And also, a personal wish for me, bring the drift back. A lot of people have actually been complaining about that. They actually enjoyed the drift mechanic, and quite honestly, I think the drift mechanic would have worked very well with modern Sonic in some of these stages. And try to lower down the power on Wispons in the Avatar stages. That would make things just a little bit better. Oh, one other thing, work on your jump. Work on the jump, because the Avatar's jump is too heavy. Literally, you could be platforming with him and trying to jump onto a platform, but instead, you end up falling into a pitfall trap. That's another thing I have to ask. Why so many pitfall traps? Why do you make it seem like it's a safe area, but it's a pitfall trap? Why? I cannot stress that. Don't get me wrong. It was always funny when I fell into a pitfall trap. But still, why? Okay. Music, story, gameplay. What am I missing here? Oh, levels, right. Now, people actually say these levels are pretty short, and I have to disagree with them entirely. These levels are not short in the slightest, because let's go to a stage that I know that is not short. Thinking. Imperial Tower. This stage was literally the longest stage that I've played in this game. And for those that don't know, this score that I got here, not my original score. This is a score after I've played it multiple times and learned the fastest pathway through this game. But it took me a total of 6 minutes to beat through this stage. Originally, 6 minutes! I can't even begin to imagine how many people have played this stage and actually crushed it in less time than this. But 6 minutes, leave that thought in your head, 6 minutes. And let's go down to the Death Egg robot, 7 minutes. Even though I want this time to be better, there's no physical way I can do that, because this stage is broken up into 3 parts. You have to play it as Classic Sonic, Modern Sonic, and the Avatar, and I don't see myself being capable of actually getting this stage done in a faster time than this. It's just not physically possible for me. But saying that these levels are short, they can be if you know what you're doing. But when it gets right down to it, the shortest stages in this game are literally these 3. They're these, well, no, not even those 3. Let me see here. Trying to figure this out. These 5. No, 6. These 6 right here. These 6 are literally the shortest stages in this game. By the time you get here to Arsenal Period, they start opening up and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think the only exception to that rule is, of course, Green Hill, because it's Green Hill. Who has problems getting through Green Hill? And don't take my counter for the Red Star Rings as a predicament that I had trouble with this. No, I did not. But yeah, saying that they are short is really crazy to hear. They're not short. And for those that say that are short, I really have to ask you this. How many of you were speedrunning through these stages? How many? I figure it's a lot, because speedrunning in a Sonic game is kind of the bread and butter nowadays. And I only say, if you are actually going to enjoy a stage, sure, you go as fast as you want, but don't go too fast to where you're trying to break records. Because, let me see something here. Don't have that one ranked. Thinking, which stage do I have ranked? This one. Fastest speed on Metropolis Capital City globally is somebody by the name of Lone Wolf Sass 1. 1 minute, 12 seconds, 45 seconds. And compared to that, between me and my friend, this is the original time I got when I first played this stage. 2 minutes, 41 seconds. My buddy Zach, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. But that's only because I'm pretty certain he was trying to go as fast as possible. Me, I was looking for the Red Star Rings. And now, my time is actually, wait a minute, no. Oh, it actually upgraded my time. Well, what a quinky dink. Anyways, these stages are actually not that tiny. And saying that you could beat them in less than a minute, I congratulate you on that, but you're obviously speedrunning whenever you do it. There's no saying that you could beat it in less than a minute. Because I surely can't, and this is when I'm doing my best. And I can say without a doubt, I play Sonic games ferociously. Me being able to get these times are literally lucky. Just saying. Anyways, level length, level design wise, this game has some of the most beautiful levels I've ever seen. And sure, there are some that the level design is indeed questionable. Yes, I am looking at you. Where are you? Casino Forest. I'm definitely looking at you when I say that. But all these other stages all of them look gorgeous. The levels are beautifully designed, and there are multiple pathways you could take at these games if you're trying to find them. There is multiple pathways in this game, and that shocked me in all senses of the word. So saying that there's not multiple pathways in this game, I'm like, what are you playing? It's a Sonic game. There are going to be multiple pathways in this game. And the most obvious way to predict that is with, where is it? This one, Chemical Plant. This stage caused me so much stress. And this was only yesterday because I was trying to find a pathway to that very first red star ring. And you know the one I'm talking about. It's the one when you're almost about to enter Chemical Plant and you're dealing with all those rails and whatnot. That one. It's like right there at that first speedrun platform that you land on in this stage. I couldn't find that pathway to save my life. But come to find out, at the very beginning of the stage, just before you get to that first bounce pad, there are 2 rails sitting right there. And that one that you need to get on, it literally is in a position where you can't see it until you've already passed it. That annoyed me. That really annoyed me. But it caught me off guard. But I got it at the end. Nice one, Sega. So, saying that this level design in this game is not there, I can't really agree with that. So with level design, I'm definitely going to have to go with a 10 out of 10. All in all, so far when it came to this game, and there is going to be a reason why my score is going to be lower than I believe it should. But with this game, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And the only reasons why I give it an 8 out of 10 is mainly because there was an update on the 7th that's supposed to include Supersonic, and so far, I don't know how we're getting that. I only figure there's going to be another DLC that brings him in, and I'm only guessing that once that DLC comes in, I'm guessing we're probably going to get more stages, or at least have the ability to go Supersonic in the Death Egg Robot stage, and then have the ability to play Supersonic in all the other stages. But that's just me. I honestly don't know. And, of course, for those that are watching my Let's Play so far, I have already said it before, there's block cutscenes in this game. I cannot stress enough how much I hate that, because that impeded a lot of my Let's Plays before, like One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and there was another one. It'll come back to me, but I cannot stress enough how much I can't stand that. And Sega, I'm pretty certain that I'll end up being completely overlooked because I'm not a popular YouTuber, I don't get that many views, and this video's not going to get noticed that much at all. I know that for a fact. But Sega, if you're watching this, don't do that again. Literally don't. If you're going to make another Modern Sonic game like this, which I hope you do, no more block cutscenes. I would like to actually record the entire game. I mean, you did that for Sonic Mania, why can't you do it for here? So, with that out of the way, I honestly have to say this, and this is also to Sega again, this game was fantastic. There is room for improvement for the next Modern Sonic game, so I can only say, hopefully, when the next Modern Sonic game comes out, all the problems that was in this game will be fixed, and you'll finally have a formula that'll work for Modern Sonic from now until who knows when the game series will end, if it ever will end. I can see it lasting just as long as Mario, if not longer. But that's just me. Also, just a bit of afterthought for me. Please bring the Avatar back. Please, because that was something I thoroughly enjoyed. If it's not even just for a Modern Sonic game or a standalone game for himself, because I remember being in a conversation with somebody in a video that you posted recently on the Sonic the Hedgehog channel, where he suggested MMO Sonic-based game where it's literally just the Avatar, but there is going to be instances where you're working with popular Sonic characters like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, etc., etc., and you can build it off from that. And I thought that was a really cool idea, but I doubt it'll ever happen. Anyway, next topic I want to talk about is what's going to be happening on the channel with this game out of the way. Next month is December, and if I'm correct, Episode Ignis will be a DLC that'll be dropping next month. And of course, just like the previous episodes that I have done for Final Fantasy 15, I will be doing content on Episode Ignis. But after that, that may just be the last bit of content I will do for Final Fantasy 15 on my channel. I've been doing content on it all year long, and I think it is high time I put that series to rest. After that, however, I'm not too sure what games I will be doing a Let's Play on. I will ask you all to go down to the comment section below. Let me know your ideas of what games I should tackle next, because there's plenty of games on the PS4 that I would love to tackle, but I want you guys' opinions on what I should play. I mean, so far, from what I've heard for games that have come out recently, I would like to tackle Rockstar Games' LA Noire on my channel, but that's just me, because I'm a big mystery buff, and that kind of mystery game definitely appeals to me. And also, just for a bit of an update, whenever Christmas comes around, I will be getting myself a Nintendo Switch. And unfortunately, I know there are people out there that would love for me to play Nintendo games on my channel, but of course there's that entire issue that's going on with Nintendo, and there's not a sharing feature on the Switch yet. So even if there was, I'm going to have to say no. I'm not going to be bringing any Nintendo content on my channel. It's mostly going to be anything that's on the PS4 and the PS5, if that ever happens. And we all know it's going to happen because of Microsoft coming out with the Xbox One X. Get that right, Xbox One X. Why is that a mouthful for me? Anyways, going back to Nintendo, in a few short days, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon will be releasing. And just like last year, I will be picking both these games up. And just like last year, I left my 3DS friend code down in the description box down below. If you want to add me, just leave a comment down below with your friend code, and I'll make sure to do so. If not, then oh well. It doesn't, oh well. Anyway, that is about all the time I have for today, but this is a message to everyone out there that have yet to play this game, and for those that have. First off, for those that haven't played this game, I do recommend for you guys to play this game and get an opinion for yourself over it, because I may have a good opinion about it, some other may have an opinion about it, some may have a bad opinion about it. But when it gets right down to it, the only opinion that matters is yours. Because when it gets right down to it, it could have so many low scores as possible. But if you play the game and you enjoy it, that's what matters. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. If you enjoy the game, that is what matters. And do not be ashamed to what others may think if you enjoyed this game. I enjoyed this game. I'm not afraid to say it. So if you enjoyed this game, all praise to you. But if you don't like this game, that's okay as well. There's always other games out there that you could play. There's Super Mario Odyssey. There's Sonic Mania. There's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There's Splatoon 2. There's trying to think of a game that just came out recently that's popular. Need for Speed Payback. No, wait, that comes out on the 15th. What? There was another game that just recently came out. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. There we go. There's plenty of games out there. And that's just for games that I can think of off the top of my head. If this wasn't your cup of tea, go out there, play out and play any game you want. Or just, theorize about what game could be coming out next for Sega or any company you may like. Quite frankly, for me, I'm hoping maybe a Sonic Riders game comes out for Sega soon. But I doubt that'll ever happen, considering how Sonic Riders Free Riders ended up turning out on the Xbox all those years ago. But hey, a man can hope. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today, so thank you all for watching, and as always, this is your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying Alonzi, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, also, I want to know, how many of you who have picked up Sonic Forces been capable of finding all the Red Star rings, Number rings, and Silver Moon medals? So far, I'm still searching a lot, but I have to say, I'm not doing bad so far. Goodbye, everyone!